Thank you.
Call the commission meeting to order. And let's bow our heads for the invocation. Father in heaven, tonight we ask your presence in this room while we discuss city business. Guide our discussions and our decisions, and may they be the best for our city as a whole. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Present.
Commissioner White,
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Lamb.
Here. You had in your packet the July 18 commission minutes. Do we need to make any additions or subtractions on those?
We were noted that the address of one of the speakers that came up from a citizen, Debbie, her address was wrong.
Okay.
And I don't know if we want to correct that at this point.
Perhaps.
You can authorize the city clerk to put the appropriate address in.
Okay,
Yeah, just,
we'll get with you, Debbie.
Okay.
I move to approve based upon the change of address,
Second.
subject to.
subject to.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Now's the time we have set aside for comments from our citizens. If you wish to share something with us, approach the microphone and give us your name and your address. Almost lost that chance.
I'm Sandra Steen. I live at 5621 Edgemond Road, Collegedale. I would like to suggest that the city buy equipment to attach to an existing public works truck that would vacuum leaves up in the fall and during the winter. I think that would be very nice. A lot of people have a lot of trees that have pine needles, leaves. They don't know what to do with them. If the city picks them up, they can recycle them, shred them, put them somewhere. So people aren't using tons and tons of bags to bag it and. all
And we
that.
have had that conversation years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago, I would say, but we probably can add that to our workshop again, just to kind of talk about it, the pros and cons.
Yeah.
The challenge is a lot of times people put stuff out on the road before the city can get to it. And then, of course, then motorcycles and stops up the drains. And
Yeah.
so we have to find a happy medium if we do something like that.
Okay.
It's good seeing you again, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you. The city's grown, so much again and again.
Yeah.
And I know other municipalities, Chattanooga has it, and
Yeah.
people blow their leaves. And you're right, and sometimes it does clog up the drains and stuff if they get them out there too soon. But if y'all could just take a look at it.
We'll look at it.
Okay,
I like the idea.
thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll go on with our agenda. Our next item is unfinished business, which we have none, so we'll move to our new business. And the first one is the first reading of ordinance 1110. Would you read that caption, please?
An ordinance of the City of Collegedale, Tennessee, authorizing and setting the compensation of the city judge of the City of Collegedale.
Commissioners, as you may know, you have to set the compensation of the city judge prior to him assuming his new term on September 1st. And that's a constitutional separation of powers thing. If you change the judge's compensation in midstream, then there is an argument that he loses his jurisdiction because you're exercising influence over him. It's kind of like the power to change somebody's compensation is the power to influence them. So we need to do it now, and we need to do it tonight.
Okay. You had a copy of that in your packet. Do you have any comments or questions regarding that?
What's been standard in the past? I know it only happens every 8 years, but
So this is a continuation of the last setting with the 5% annual increase from the previous ordinance. It's just a continuation right along with the 5% annuals built in.
Okay.
being a continuance means it's the same, nothing's changed.
It just went up 5%.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Set the second reading at the workshop. Let's get it in.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Roll call, please.
We're discussing the second reading because there will not be a meeting on the 15th. And so we were expecting to have and advertised to have the second reading on Tuesday, the 6th.
Mhm.
And
But I think for the constitutional concerns that I have expressed, we need to have the second reading at your workshop meeting. We'll put an appropriate notice in the paper for that.
Okay.
Because the workshop meeting is a special called meeting anyway. So we will put that as an item of discussion and action on the workshop notice. But it's better to have it in and read and everything prior to him assuming his next term on September 1st.
So that would be on August the 22nd
Yes.
is our workshop. Okay, so that would be the public hearing.
second reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will we have to advertise as a separate meeting? Has the workshops all been?
If the workshop's already been advertised
It
as a meeting, then let's advertise it as a special call meeting, either right before the workshop or, at the conclusion of the workshop. But it's better to have it done in August.
Okay.
See that we get 15 days because
Okay. Okay, so you want a roll call?
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Our next item is approval for all of our memberships of our commissions and boards. And I have a printout here. We have to vote on the commission, planning commission membership separately because of our charter. And so I'm asking, we need to have a nomination for a city commissioner to be on it, and I'm nominating Ethan White. Unless one of the others want to nominate someone.
But that would be an
And-
appointment of the commission.
Correct.
And which one is this for? Sorry.
This is the planning commission, the very first one on the sheet.
Okay, and so Ethan,
That has to come from the commission.
you're not on it now, right? Is that, okay, gotcha.
The
And
planning
then-
commission has to be made up of one of you plus the mayor or her designee,
Okay.
and then she appoints the remaining members.
I move to nominate or approve Ethan to the planning.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and my designee will be Tim Johnson. So the membership then would be Paul Friesen, Brian Gibbons, Ruthie Gray, Todd Lehman, Jerry Moody. Ethan White would be the appointed city commissioner, and my appointee would be Tim Johnson, vice mayor. And we have to vote on that separately.
No, you don't, because
No?
there's no vote. It's your appointment. You've announced your appointment.
Okay,
The only vote would be Ethan.
the Ethan,
Yeah.
The
and y'all
the
just voted-
commissioner.
And y'all
Okay.
just voted on that.
I got it straight now. Thanks. Okay, then you have in front of me the rest of the various commission memberships. And if you'll notice down on the Parks and Rec, there are 2 to be filled. And Christina Clark informed me this afternoon that she most likely will have 2 more individuals to give to us by the meeting in September. And the city commissioner, we will work on that later. Okay? So you need just to approve this whole slate to make it legal.
And it looks like it's pretty uniform to what is currently, minus those new Parks and Rec positions.
Yes. I had talked with the group, the key manager of planning and so forth about a month or so ago. And they were happy with the individuals that were currently working with them, and they didn't suggest any changes.
So you need a motion to ratify your appointments. Is that correct, Sam?
You need a motion to not ratify the appointments, but to approve the appointments on the list here, exclusive of the planning commission, which has already been dealt with.
I move to approve the list of nominees, except on this list, except for planning commission membership.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Yay.
Mayor Lamb?
Yay.
Christie can incorporate this list into the minutes, so it'll be officially reflected rather than just a list.
Okay. Okay, our next item is approval request for TDOT utility relocation contract.
This is the next phase of sewer relocation along the Appleton Pike project. This is Part 86 reimbursed contract. There would be betterment in the form of approximately $173,000, but then TDOT pays for all the other relocations, and this starts the design ball rolling. This is from Leighton Lane to the corner of, to the intersection of East Brainerd, but for us, it's just to the city limits.
And what's the dollar amount?
Our betterment is estimated at $173,000 right now. The total contract is $315,350.
Do we get any of that back?
The TDOT will reimburse all of that above betterment.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we need a roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. I have a fourth item to put under new business. As some of you know, we lost a commissioner who resigned this past couple of weeks ago. He moved out of the city, and so he could no longer be our commissioner, and that was Commissioner Garver. According to our charter, because it is longer than 30 days to the next,
90 days.
90, and we have to have a replacement. We can't let it go, the seat go empty until November. And so we need tonight to choose someone to replace, and I would like to nominate one of our past commissioners, Larry Hansen. Would have no interest whatsoever in running again, and he would be a placeholder until we had our November election. So I'm ready for either additional nominations or a discussion on my name.
Has anybody talked to Larry or?
I have to ask him before I would put his name in nomination. I asked him if he'd be willing to. He said he'd be happy to if the group wanted to, but if you had someone else, that was fine with him as well. The reason I looked at Larry is because he is one of our more recent commissioners, and it would not be very difficult to catch him up on what's been going on in the city and during the next 3 months.
Larry served the commission in the city well, so I have no problems with Larry. I move to approve.
I'll second that, yeah.
Okay, roll call, please.
Do we need to ask if there's, anybody else has a,
I did, nobody
okay, I
answered.
just want to make sure.
If you
Well,
have someone else, that's
There's
fine.
3 votes there, so it's all good.
Huh?
There's 3 votes obviously right there, so we'll vote.
Are you feeling outnumbered?
I feel alone over here.
We could move
No, it's all
closer.
good. It's all good. I look forward to having Larry sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Need to have the actual vote.
Yep.
Call the roll.
We need the roll call.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. So we will need, when will we be able to swear him in?
Tomorrow, immediately after this meeting, whenever you can get him to do it, that's fine. Or you can wait till your next meeting, which I guess would be the workshop.
Okay.
I would say just because we're complying with the law, let's go ahead and get it done.
Okay. He called me and said he was not comfortable coming in case there were other nominees. He didn't want to put pressure on anyone by being here tonight, or he would have been here. So I'll call him when he comes home tonight, when I get home tonight, and ask him to come in tomorrow to be sworn in. Okay? Any particular time I need to tell him to come?
Anytime.
Anytime.
Anytime? Okay. Thank you. Our next item is report from the city manager.
So as I mentioned earlier, the 8:15 meeting is canceled because we're all going to be at the conference. So that will put our next commission meeting for Tuesday, September the 6th, after the holiday. And then River City shredding, tentatively 10/11. Is everyone good with that? From 3 to 6, and we'll get it scheduled and firmed up? Shredding event?
I'm good
10/11.
with it.
Yeah,
Then we'll
it
go ahead.
seems to be fairly popular.
Yeah, I think we talked about maybe doing it more frequently, but honestly, I think as long as the lines were, it might be good for us to try it at least one time.
Shall we add it a third time?
Why don't we wait and see how busy we stay at this one? And if it's slammed for the whole 3 hours, then we'll give you that feedback and look at it.
Maybe you can add it to a workshop after the
Mhm.
date
Yes. we
for
can do that.
discussion, okay?
And just for clarity, we do have a special called meeting at workshop of this month. The next regularly scheduled meeting will be Tuesday, the 6th.
Okay.
That's it.
Commissioner White,
Nothing to report.
you've been too busy.
No, nothing at this time.
Then, Commissioner Baker,
No, I have nothing.
Vice Mayor?
For Eric, so the bridge that goes across Edgemont at the railroad crossing, somebody hit the guardrail there. Have we looked at how, I think somebody mentioned maybe TDOT was supposed to fix that. I think TDOT would not fix that since it's on our property or roadway, but
Yeah, that would be up to us to get it fixed. I've reached out to one company to get a quote, and they haven't responded yet. I'll reach back out.
do we know who hit that from the police department perspective?
I can inquire with the police department and see if they have any records of it, but no, we were notified when we did.
I do know that definitely TDOT charges. I have a friend that had a family member who hit guardrail and they would charge $3,400 to fix it. So I don't know if that's something we can look at, Sam, legally. Can we charge for it? If they, I know you hit a telephone pole, they charge.
It'd be property reimbursement like a
Yeah.
light pole.
So we need to really look at that and get that taken care of.
I mean, if they negligent and drove into it and it's city property, then yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. I received a letter from the Comptroller's office letting us know they have acknowledged the certified copy of our budget. So I have a copy of that letter if you need it for your file.
We received it as well.
You did too? Okay. I have a question. On an email earlier on, we received that they were going to be closing College Drive beginning in August. Has that taken place yet? Or what's an update on that?
Do you have the specifics there?
That has not taken place yet. There's several ongoing things involving that. That's the second portion of the phases that they're closing. They haven't been able to complete the first phase yet, as well as the second phase is also being held up by the railroad and utility companies negotiating timing to be able to close that down. So I talked to them 2 weeks ago. They were thinking possibly toward the end of the month. And then when they heard back that the railroad still hasn't given them a time window yet, it could be end of the month, it could be next summer.
Okay.
So
Have they gotten the hill, the mountain, the lone telephone pole? I think it's come down a little bit. Is that still being held up by the railroad?
I'm not sure exactly why that's being held up. It's either the railroad or CenturyLink. I would say it's probably the railroad. I know they had some issues last year when they took some utility lines down near the railroad, so they're a little bit apprehensive on that. But I can reach out to Brad Brothers and find out exactly why that.
It still goes back to railroad controls all.
Mhm. Didn't someone say they're up here and
You got
then there's
here,
God
so
and
no-
then
no
there's
disrespect to
government?
any religion, but you got the railroad, you got God, you got everybody else, I believe. So,
Things haven't changed.
that's right.
I don't have anything else, so if there's nothing else,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
we're adjourned.